What is up, guys? Breaking new: Zebec X Twitter follows shows a larger plan brewing with what company? We shall get into it and more today. First, let's hit you with the Indigo Saint as people come in here. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. Just thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing.
So let's share screen and get straight into it here. We got a post from our guy, ZBCN, man. Great post from him here where he says, alert, Zebec just started following on Vera and Surge. And he has a little information about it here. Definitely go ahead over to ZBCN man's X page and give us a watch, okay, or get us a look. But he shows here that they posted it, that they're following them, and he gives a little blurb on it here. And definitely check out our guy ZBCN man's YouTube, ZBCN Nation. But I thought, hey, let me go ahead and look into Vera and Surge and see what this is all about, right? So one of the things that I was kind of intrigued with Vera here, they say they're a global neobank built on chain here. So seems a little similar to Facet. Own your own wealth, no intermediaries necessary, because when you hold the keys, you stay in control. And then here we see Surge, tokenize your startup, fund the future. So they're like a funding platform. But then what really got me was looking onto Surge's X page. So here they say, Surge welcoming Vera to Surge, gated launches, a global neobank with a credit layer. Okay, so they have a credit layer, Vera does, built into them, built on chain. On Vera enables you to earn, invest, borrow, and spend across any assets, counting over 2 million plus users. So it seems like Facet is actually bigger than them, but it's interesting that they have the credit layer built into this, okay, with Vera. It says Vera will go live on Surge this February, so they're going to get some funding there, okay? They've already been backed by in-class investors, including Six Man Ventures, Sigma VC, Folius Ventures, and Cypher Capital, but they'll get some more funding from Surge, however that ends up working out, okay? Now, Surge also has the integrations here with Aerodrome and Base, and you guys have known from the coverage that we've had on Base. Base is basically to me, it's the entry level to the U.S. stock market. So if Surge can connect to Aerodrome and Base, they can now connect to the U.S. stock market. We'll have some more on this later today, okay? But Aerodrome is basically the DeFi platform that processes the most DeFi on Base, okay? And then we have this little tidbit. Surge is now integrated with World Liberty Financial, enabling USD1 token pairing across all chains. USD1 adoption has only just begun. Well, guess what? We know Zebec is partnered with World Liberty Financial, right? So now it all starts to come together, right? So Vera and Surge, they're based in Dubai, it seems like, but they're global companies. But when you really look at it, I was looking and I was wondering, and guess what? Dubai actually has more regulational clarity than the US up to this point. They have this thing called VARA, Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority. They already have this, right? So this is why the Trump administration is already in Dubai. This is why BitGet and others, Binance, are in Dubai. So Dubai already has the regulatory clarity. So they're already able to do some things that we're not able to do here in the US yet. Hopefully by second quarter, we get clarity. And if we get clarity, I think we see the markets go back up to where they belong. But until then, it might be a little bit of downtime. But hopefully, we should get clarity by second, third quarter. We shall see, right? If you guys are not familiar, let me pull this up already. Already, we did have part of clarity pass the Senate. I'm going to just pull that up right quick. Senate bill passes crypto CFTC regulation bill, or Senate panel, excuse me. Senate panel passes crypto CFTC regulation bill. So if we scroll down here, we can see here, the development marks the first time crypto market infrastructure legislation advanced beyond a Senate committee. The next step is for a Senate banking committee to hold a hearing on its own version of the crypto market structure bill. Okay, so it is moving closer. It is inching down the field, but it's still not there yet. Okay, but let's continue on here with what we're talking about with VARA and World Liberty Financial. I didn't realize this, but Binance, their actual world headquarters is in Dubai. And again, it's in Dubai because they have regulational clarity. Okay, so very interesting here. Let's go. And I think I was the first person to kind of make this connection between the Trump family, at least in the Zebec community. Zebec, Trump family, UAE, and Project Stargate. Okay? So let's get more into it here. This is an article from Forbes. Why the Trump UAE crypto deal made no financial sense for the Emiratis. Okay. So on January 17th, 3 days ahead of his swearing in, he released a meme coin. So we're not really concerned about that. The thing people are really missing is this World Liberty Financial. So launched in September 2024, it pinned a deal with Sheikh Talnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan, okay, who heads up multiple United Arab Emirates investment funds. So basically, they pinned a deal here where he purchased 49% of World Liberty Financial for $500 million. Now, if we go down here, they actually mentioned what I mentioned to you guys earlier, which was this MGX, okay? Part of the reason USD1 has its value is that it does is because of, they wrote that really weird. They did not say it. The reason why USD1 has the value it does is because of its different subsequent deal backed by, that's right, Sheikh Talhoun and the Emiratis in March. MGX, a state-owned, like we told you guys before when we went over World Liberty Financial and Zebec's connections, a UAE state-owned, so it's a state-owned organization for the UAE, investment firm chaired by Talnoon, announced a $2 billion investment in Binance, which we know is headquartered in Dubai, a crypto exchange, and later decided to use USD1 as its currency of choice to close the deal. The market cap of USD1 soared overnight from a 140 million market cap in April of 29, okay, or April 29th, right, to well over 2.1 billion on April 30th. Okay, today its market cap is around 5 billion. Okay, so understand here, this company Surge and Vera, these are companies that seem to be having a nice base in Dubai. And Dubai, for right now, actually has better regulatory clarity with crypto than the US does. Okay, so seeing Zebec get partnered with these guys, it's no coincidence because they're already partnered with World Liberty Financial. These companies are already seemingly using USD1. So it behooves Zebec to continue to partner with them, right? And like I showed you before, Stargate project, this was like the moment Trump came into office, he signed this Stargate deal, okay? And we can go back over that again today. Let's see, we got some regulars in the house, guys. What's going on? We got Michael Angelos. We got Yazi Yair Bay. Let's go. We got a Bay in the house. What's up, brother? Appreciate you always coming through. What's up, Rise Above? Patreon in the house. King Pound in the house. All right, we got some regulars in the house. I know I don't normally stream at this time, so it's good to have 91 in the house here on the time that I don't normally stream. So this is awesome. So let's continue here. So yeah, Project Stargate. And we can see Project Stargate, American multinational artificial intelligence AI joint venture created by OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, and also an investment firm, MGX. And of course, that is the Emirati state-owned investment firm for AI, right? So when we're talking about World Liberty Financial, we have to talk about these MGX guys because they're tightly entwined with World Liberty Financial and USD1, and they're also tightly entwined into this Stargate project. So let me go ahead and see if I can pull up here where Donald Trump talked about Stargate. It'll be good to review that just again here. I'll bring it up while you guys are looking at that. Okay, here it is. Let's play it again.
It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country, and we're making it available. I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built. So they have to produce a lot of electricity, and we'll make it possible for them to get that production done very easily at their own plants if they want, where they'll build at the plant, the AI plant, they'll build energy generation, and that will be incredible. But it's technology and artificial intelligence, all made in the USA. Beginning immediately, Stargate will be building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of advancements in AI, and this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures. I was in the real estate business. These buildings, these are big, beautiful buildings. They're going to employ a lot of people. And physical campuses and locations currently being scouted nationwide. They're making their choices of locations. I think they have their choice. I'd like to ask Larry, Sam, and Masa to say a few words and just talk about a little bit about what they're doing. And if you have any questions, and then we'll go into a couple of other subjects also. But this is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be
$500 billion, guys. That's $500 billion going through USD1 with Emiratis involved, right? And three of the largest corporations around the world: Oracle, OpenAI, and SoftBank. And Zebec's a part of it, okay? And probably going to be a part of payroll when it comes to paying all of these different parties. Life's sweet, right? Life's pretty sweet, right? When you really think about that, right? So let's continue on here and talk about that, right? So USD1. Right now, BitGo, which just went public, by the way, BTGO, I believe is the ticker. They are USD1's kind of custody provider. So they provide custody for USD1 at the moment. And you'll hear why I say at the moment for later. So USD1, blueprint of BitGo stablecoin, as a service. So World Liberty Financial has chosen BitGo to be the custodian and infrastructure provider for the launch of its stablecoin, USD1. USD1 is a US dollar-backed stablecoin that represents the financial system's continued adoption of blockchain technology. So USD1 is fully backed US dollar, developed in partnership with World Liberty Financial Inc., developer and pioneer of DeFi protocol and governance platform inspired by President Donald Trump. Okay, unlike alternatives that introduce risk factors, USD1 prioritizes stability through its conservative approach. USD1 will be 100% backed by short-term U.S. government treasuries, U.S. dollar deposits, and other cash equivalents. Okay, so again, this is like the president's backed stablecoin, right? So if there's any one stablecoin that you would want to be involved with, you would think it would be the president's, right? But of course, Zebec is involved in also with Circle, also involved with Ripple's RLUSD. So we got all the big stablecoins covered. Now, one thing to also understand is BitGo is a federally chartered national bank. They got that from the OCC, right? But also understand too that World Liberty Financial has applied to be a national trust bank. So it can issue and custody USD1 on its own. So quite possibly BitGo for now custodies that stablecoin, but World Liberty Financial may custody it in the future, where Donald Trump's organization will be pretty much whole supply chain in control of USD1 as far as custodying it, as far as getting fees from it. The president is creating his own neobank, okay? And Zebec is going to be the world provider of payroll for that neobank. Now, how juicy is that as a Zebec holder, right? How juicy is that? That's something that you're holding on to. Something that the president has empowered all the way down to Emiratis and Dubai money, his power and reach, right? Kind of awesome if you think about it as a Zebec investor. And just to remind you, we'll bring back the post where Zebec shows that they are World Liberty Financial guides. Okay, yeah, let's just go to Zebec's page for that. We'll put in USD1. That'll probably get us there quicker. So there we go. USD1 enters everyday payments. Zebec is integrating World Liberty Fi, USD1 across its payroll and card suite, putting on-chain dollars in the pockets of over 65K workers across the US and globally. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Why it matters. The US payroll market is processing $9 trillion annually. With USD1, employees can earn, spend, and transfer dollars instantly on-chain, bridging crypto and real-world payments. Payroll, get part of your salary in USD1. Card spend at anywhere MasterCard is accepted. So again, that's only the US. When we talk about places like Dubai and things like that, where, granted it's smaller than the US, but there is a large pool of money there, right? So there it is, right? But let's get into some of these comments here as we hit you with the midday show. What's up, Michelangelos? Wasabi. What's up, Yazid? Yair Bay, let's go, bro. Let's freaking go, brother Rue. Rise above, Patreon member in the house. I've been saving for 2 months. This is crazy. Smash the like button on your way in, guys. What's up, Bloopity Blop 60 70 76? Let's go. What's up, Silver Days XRP? Bloopity Blop. Do you think Bitcoin will eventually decouple from the traditional stock market and the value will not fluctuate with gold either? Thank you, Ricardo Films. That's a good question. That's a good question. It depends here on what's going to go on with. It depends on what's going to go on here with the whole. I don't know if you guys have been watching here, but the whole Epstein deal that's happening with Bitcoin. I don't know. I think they could use that as a reason to sink Bitcoin. I just really honestly want to figure this out. Like, is Epstein involved or not? Like, who knows, right? Who knows? But it's interesting. It's interesting to follow what's going to go on with Epstein. But from what I've seen here, I think the dollar is in trouble. And we've been over this before on future shows or on past shows. I'll go ahead and show you here. The dollar itself is no longer connected to oil. So, you know how we think about the dollar being the petrodollar. That is no longer the case. Here in 2024, Saudi Arabia's 50-year-old petrodollar agreement with the United States has expired. With no new agreement in place, Saudi Arabia will now sell its oil. In multiple currencies, including the Chinese internal dollar, euros, yen, and the yuan, instead of exclusively in US dollars. Okay, so again, the reason why the dollar was really, really high for many, many years is because in order to purchase oil, people would have to use the dollar. They don't have to do it anymore. Also, it used to be too, and I don't know if this has changed, but that people could use the dollar just like it was gold, and they can hold the dollar in reserves as if it was gold. So as this decoupling has happened with the dollar and oil, everybody is out there just trying to buy assets. They're out there trying to buy commodities, I should say. They're all out there trying to buy commodities because these commodities are going to outpace the dollar in long term. So be it gold, be it silver, be it real estate, be it Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, all of these assets are probably going to, over time, just dwarf the dollar in value. So, yeah, but that's a little bit tricky subject when we talk about what's going to happen with Bitcoin now, since they've, brought out Epstein and they've thrown Epstein in with Bitcoin. That's going to be very tricky moving forward. Smash the likes and subscribe. Definitely smash the likes and subscribe. We're close to 9,100 subscribers here. Gotta love that. Let's see where we're sitting right now. If it will load for me. 9,093. Gotta love that. Just got in from the gym. What I miss. Are we rich yet? What's up, Sydney Ashford? What's up, Kirk Dog? Price just bounced. Awesome. What's up, Phantom Beat? Yeah, let's talk about our huge bags. Pause. We are about to have 100%. 0.008 is coming very soon, my friends. Yes, indeed. What's up, J-Way? What's up, 314 Crypto? Reposted the stream. Appreciate that, brother. We'll definitely highlight your X coming up here soon, my guy. What's up, J-Way? Okay, I don't think we're going to get down to 0008, but hey, maybe it's possible. At this point, I'm more concerned about all the different connections they're making, all the different partnerships they're making. We know it's going to pop off at some point. Will it go lower? Maybe, possibly. Like I said, we got this whole thing with Epstein and Bitcoin. Maybe that can push things down further. I was hearing too that there is a possible government shutdown possible. I don't know if that's still in the works yet or not, but that could also be something. But let's go ahead and check out our brother, All Kryptonians site here. Definitely give him a like and subscribe, guys, and a follow. Every follow over an X is important. So definitely give me a follow as well. Like, it's so hard to get monetized on X. So definitely follow our brother over here because he delivers some of the most banging, insightful ZBCN content out here. We got so many in the space doing this, and it's such a wonderful thing for all Zebec investors, for people who put out information to all of us for free, right? So, shout out to all the people like 314 Crypto, ZBCN, man. Shout out to our guy Ghost. So many great creators in the space out here. And definitely join Ghost's ZBCN community. All right. So let's continue on here. What's up, Peter Morton? What's good, fellas? Partnership with Zero Hash is bullish. Yeah, Zero Hash. We've been over that partnership many a time too. That is very, very bullish. Zero Hash, to me, you might as well say that they're XRP, more or less, right? Yes, super bullish with the Zero Hash partnership. So that's, again, another thing where it's like, okay, we can talk about the price going down, but we got all these partnerships. When things swing back bullish again, I think we are going to be very happy as Zebec investors, right? Then you need to buy more ZBCN and XDB. I mean, thank you for reminding me. I need to buy more ZBCN and XDB. No problem, Phantom Beat. Let's talk about Zebec going. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna go down to AAA. I really don't. I really doubt that. Could it? Let me see. But let me go look at the chart here. Let me bring up the ZBCN chart. Could we go down there? Yeah, I don't see it. It would things would have to be really catastrophic to go down to 0.8. Um, I don't see it. But then again, if Epstein is found to be some big contributor to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes down hard, like beyond this 200 EMA, if it just slips down to like, because I'm seeing people say, and they've always said this, if this is like not your first bull run, they always say things like this, like Bitcoin's going down to like 10K, 9K. They always say garbage like that. So if this is not your if this is your first bull run, believe me, they've said that before about Bitcoin and what does Bitcoin continue to do. So, but for Bitcoin to go down to 9K, that would be crazy. But could something like Epstein using it for, which I don't understand why Epstein would use something that has a ledger that has all your transactions being public, by the way. But let's say that he did, and that's found out to be true, then it's going to drop the market in a crazy way, right? But as we've seen, right, there's been way too much infrastructure set up from the Trump family, set up from Ripple, set up from Circle. Like, there's way too much infrastructure to say long-term crypto's not going to make it. To me, I just don't see that part of it. Like, for instance, let's bring up a video I was watching here with Jeremy Allaire. Okay, Jeremy Allaire of Circle. He was talking to some, like, I think it's like some big reporter person, and he was telling them, okay, why Circle is that deal. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick, guys. Okay, yeah, he's talking to the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. So let me see here. I want to go to a specific part of this clip. We're doing it live here. We're doing it live. Where Allaire describes really why you would want something like Zebec and why you would want to use stablecoins. Okay, so here it is. So let's go over to this. So basically, the guy's asking him, why would you need a stablecoin? And Jeremy Allaire is going to answer this question.
Regulated stablecoin network in the world for handling stablecoins and storing and moving them all around the internet.
Well, why do I need a stablecoin? I've been using banks for years. What's wrong with my banks? If I want to send money to Istanbul, I just tell the bank, wire the money. What's wrong with that system?
Well, if you talk to anyone who's trying to move money to Istanbul, it actually turns out it's very time consuming, very slow. There's a lot of barriers. Tends to be excessive fees. Sometimes it gets lost. And in fact, Turkey is a great example because in Turkey, there's extraordinary demand for USDC and stablecoins right now, because in a place like Turkey, people want dollars. They don't want lira. They want digital dollars that they can just use from their mobile phones, that they can, just like you can make a.
That's a very good point. I want to stop at this point. Other people in other countries, they want to use dollars because the dollars are worth more. Even though our dollar has lost tons and tons and tons of value, it's still one of the best currencies out there of the bunch, right? So you got a place like Turkey, right? Or Istanbul, like he's an older guy. He said in Istanbul, and Jeremy Allaire corrected him very nicely by saying the right name, which is Turkey. But yeah, so these countries really want to spend dollars, and stable coins make it very easy for them to spend dollars just by using phone apps. Okay, they don't have to go exchange their money, their reals or whatever, at the exchanger and get kind of screwed on exchanging the price. Nope, it's right there in the app where they can spend dollars, and they can tap just as easily as we tap in America and buy things within dollars. So honestly, that can bring a lot of liquidity to the US dollar. But this is kind of what he's saying. Like, look, people in Turkey, they want to use dollars, not reals.
A peer-to-peer phone call with transaction can just use from their mobile phone. Want dollars. They don't want lira. They want digital dollars that they can just use from their mobile phones, that they can, just like you can make a peer-to-peer phone call with someone. It doesn't cost you anything. People and businesses have figured out in Turkey, just as one example, that they can transact with each other directly without an intermediary instantly with virtually no cost. And so it's actually becoming a substitute for banking. And in fact, the nice thing about stablecoins, especially well-regulated, well-run stablecoins, is they're very safe because they don't actually lend the money or take risk with the money. They just are holding it in these ultra-safe instruments. So holders of these are saying, wow, this is a super safe digital dollar that I can use just like I can use WhatsApp or use like the internet as a whole.
Well, it's such a great idea.
So this is exactly what we see Zebec doing, and we see Zebec doing this with these countries like a Turkey, right? That's why we see them partnering with Veras of the world, the Facets of the world, because these people want to use dollars. It's just not very easy for them to do it. In comes stable coins where they can use it on their mobile phone and tap and use it peer-to-peer very, very easily, very, very simply. Now, bolt on Zebec to any one of these apps like Vera and Facet, and now these people can actually get paid in stablecoin. They can get paid, their payroll can be stable in dollars. That was not very easily able to be done before. But now it can be done very easily with things like Zebec, with things like Facet, right? So very, very cool here. This is why we see things like Facet and things like that being connected to Zebec. Jeremy Allaire, which we know Circle and Zebec are tied at the hip. So we're seeing that right now. Right? But let's listen to a little bit more of this interview.
Yeah, how come everybody isn't doing it? How come you don't have 1,000 competitors?
Well, historically, there actually have been hundreds of companies that have launched stablecoins. And hundreds of these have launched and are, as one of my colleagues says, stable in name only. And it's only very recently, just the past couple of years, that there have been regulations on this. We've advocated for regulations from day one, but the regulations have come into effect. And in particular in the United States, but in Japan and Hong Kong and Europe and all over the world, there's regulations on this. But once you have that regulatory clarity, then there's sort of an open, free, competitive market. And so there are a lot more companies getting involved in this now. And so we already have more competition. There's going to be a lot more competition.
10 years from today.
So that's awesome. It's like he's reading the show here. So yeah, once we get this regulational clarity, right, which they already kind of have it in Dubai, which is why you see Zebec partnering with a lot of these companies. Once we get the clarity here in the US, man, it's going to be on. Right, the market's going to be shooting up. So anybody who gets the cold feet and sells right now, they're going to be pretty sorry about it, in my opinion. That's not financial advice, but that's just my opinion. The attack against XRP was planned 100%. Well, I don't think people are effed, right? This is he says the time to de-risk was the October 8th. Now you're effed. This is what everyone thinks, and we always think that, right? And then the market picks back up. It's a pendulum. You know what I mean? It's bear, bullish, bear, bullish, bear, bullish. So now we gotta wait till it goes back bullish. In past times, that's taken over a year. Okay. This time, I don't think it's going to take a whole year. Okay. That's just my opinion. That's just, we can look at the chart and see this, right? Just so you see it's not just completely my opinion. Last time we had a halving. The halving is these yellow marks right here. Okay. So 2021 to sometime in 2024. You can see here we produced a high here on November 21st, in which November 2021, the 8th of November 2021, we went all the way down till like February or January of 2023. I think that's January. And that was a bearish time. But from that point on, from wherever this is, like January 16, 2023, we've done nothing but go up from 18K all the way to 121K. So naturally, now we got to cool off, right? Now we got to cool off. How long does that cool off period take? Does it take us 13 months like this, right? Does it take that long? We shall see. I don't think so, right? I really don't think so. Maybe it's just until second quarter. So maybe we got another month and a half. So really, that means we were only bearish for like 6 months. And then it picks back up and takes back off. So I mean, why wouldn't it? Everything else in every other asset is kind of booming, right? We had a pullback in assets here recently where silver went down, gold went down, ETH went down, everything went down at the same time. What they said it was that Trump's new suggestion for to replace Jerome Powell, Kevin Walsh, he has a different opinion on how quantitative easing should go. So if you believe that, I don't know, we can see, but I think we're fine. Okay, Martin Lucas apparently broke down something on Epstein and Bitcoin. That's interesting. So I might touch it because I didn't really want to touch it because YouTube is always so touchy. But since other people were talking about it, I think maybe I can. You know what I mean? So thank you about that, King Pound. I didn't know if I should touch it or not. What's up, Rue? Here at the Commerce Casino, trying to make some extra cash. Marshall Hayner was in those emails too. Wow, really? That's interesting. Are Bitcoin maxis considered freaks now? Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I can't say. What's up, Kevin Garrett? Patreon crew in the house. What up, Rue crew? Price prediction for World Liberty Financial. I haven't really looked at World Liberty Financial as far as its token, right? I'm really happy with what's going on with Zebec. I'll have to do some more research on its token specifically and get back to you on that one. Just hold some money for taxes and buy the dip. BTC will hit 62K, maybe lower. And that seems pretty accurate, J-Way. What I'm looking at is like the 200 EMA. If it goes down and hits or a little bit close to the 200 EMA, let's go back to this here. So on the week chart, the 200 EMA is right around 6.7, 6.7K. So if it goes a little bit under that to 61, 62, I could definitely see something like that. Where that would put it, like if you look at this GAN fan, right? If it touched the edge of that green, right, that would put it around like 53. But I'm pretty sure it's probably going to hit the EMA and come back. Because right here where the EMA is, the 200 EMA, you also have the intersection of these two GAN fans. So generally, that's where the price tends to stick at, as you can kind of see here. Like it kind of sticks on those borders of the GAN fan. And those borders of the GAN fan, by the way, are the Fibonacci numbers. So GAN definitely knew what he was talking about. But yeah, so I really don't see it going too much lower than 6.7. But if it did go lower than 6.7K, we would go down to like 53, right? Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But these levels will be the levels to start stacking. Got you. Yo, what's up, family? What's up, Crypto Clay? Gotta start over. What I miss? You guys are hilarious with that, bro. As we have 216 watchers here, that's a significant number for sure, right? Sports Your Kicks reposted stream. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. The chart is clearly begging for that level. 009 will come faster than we know. Oh man, that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy, but maybe so, man. Maybe we get back down to 009. That will mean it will like almost completely bottomed out from the bottom, because the bottom was 0007. So that would be some crazy stuff right there, bro. But hey, maybe that's what happens. Bitcoin is always going to zero. Wow, I don't know about that one, man. That'd be pretty tough. Just considering all the things they've done with El Salvador, Sailor, and all the things that Sailor's done. Like that means like Sailor was like officially kind of a scapegoat, or a sacrifice, if you will. You know what I mean? Like that'd be crazy if Bitcoin went to zero. My toilet is a 5-gallon bucket outside. My trailer roof leaks like a waterfall. I survive on PB&J sandwiches, but I'm still stacking ZBCN. Let's go, Ricky Ricardo Films. Got my sis in the house. What's up, sis? Hey, Rue Crew. Hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Thank you. Appreciate it, sis. Oh, shit. A crypto clay sighting. Let's go. Real got that crypto that makes you say, damn. Oh, nice one there, Phantom Beat. I'm saving for ETFs with dividends. I've had enough. I feel you, OG Crypto. Shout out to the Patreon, where we talk about ETFs that make dividends. I just put all the stock stuff over in the Patreon. So we have an open mic night every week. We end up talking about a couple ETFs that pay dividends, and yeah, I'm happy with those. So if you guys want some stock information, definitely get into the Patreon, where we talk about stuff like that. What would be a price? What would be the price in Altseason? Well, it's hard to say where Altseason is going to go. I think this is probably going to be the Altseason, because we now see altcoins in ETFs now, right? We got Hedera, Litecoin. I think Flare even has an ETF now. There was a whole listing of coins, including Canton, CC, and some ETFs. Let me see if I can find that bookmark I made on that, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was really interesting. Here it is. December 30th, 2025, breaking. Bitwise has officially filed a single SEC registration statement covering 11, that number 11, man. That's the number, right? Crypto strategy ETFs, one of the broadest altcoin ETFs filings ever. Aave, Uni, Tau, Sui, Near, Stark, Tron, Zcash, Ina, Athena, Hyperliquid, and Canton, CC. So yeah, this is the altcoin season coming up. I think these ETFs will like start to kick in. Like, and here it is, speaking about stocks and things like that. Jake Claver and his whole theory about oil kind of possibly kicking off. Oil is starting to peak a little bit. So it would be really crazy if we see US oil go bananas, right? And I just showed you with that the dollar is no longer attached to US oil, or the petrodollar. The dollar is no longer the one thing that you can purchase oil from with Saudi Arabia. So oil is going to start to decouple from the dollar, which to me that means like oil can run wild like any commodity, like silver, like gold, like copper. It can run wild. Okay, so I think Jake Claver might be right on that with oil. Okay, Phantom Beast, I see that alcoholics reference. I'm not selling, just DCA, not DCAing anymore, just diversifying. Y'all see my man, Crypto Clay with the Denzel in the house. Just welding away, lowering that DCA, buying H-bar Stronghold. And Zebec, let's go. There you go. Break it down, Ruel. Appreciate it. Big Mouth Rob, this is going to zero. What is this that you speak of? Bethune Ground Staff 6'7", 6'7". Yeah, that 100. Solana bottom level. We do not have a bottom level. I'm not sure. I have to take a look at Solana. Bitcoin might hit 29K. That would be quite tough. Generally, what happens is Bitcoin goes down to the previous all-time high. And let's go look at the chart again for that. Oh, we're on the chart. Awesome. So when Bitcoin fell down here with the whole Sam Bankman-Fried thing, but you'll notice if you follow this line all the way over, that was the previous halving's all-time high, right? So if Bitcoin now drops down to 6769, well, that would be the high that we broke right before the halving, where Bitcoin created a new all-time high, which was like 69, about 69K. So really, if it hits like the 69 right here, 69K, 67K, maybe like close to that, to me that would be the perfect point, because that would match the same behavior from last year's halving, right? So that would be kind of consistent, right? So that's just my personal opinion from being around multiple bull runs and things like that. I don't see any lower than 6.9 or 6.7, right? Or out here. If it did something like 30K or down to 10K, that would be abnormal. But again, Epstein connected to Bitcoin is abnormal, right? Is a black swan of black swans. Yeah, Dan Pena said Bitcoin would go to zero. That's how he said it too. He's like, it will go to zero. Once you found out who's behind it. Dan Pena, that's an intense man, bro. That's an intense guy. Shout out to Dan Pena. I bought some stocks. ETH always 2100, 2200, never miss a beat each year. Yes, indeed. Martin broke down who Satoshi and the people back, the programmers that created Bitcoin. The emails revealed the people who were involved in Bitcoin didn't like XRP and Stellar. I did see those emails, right? I did see those emails. Matter of fact, we should bring that up a little bit. Oh yeah, his channel might get taken down. Yeah, so like, yeah, I don't know if I want to touch it, but since people talked about it, I've seen different channels talk about it, but again, those are bigger channels than mine. If they wanted to make an example of somebody, I could see them doing it with a small channel and not a bigger one that's making them a lot of money. So I don't know. I'll just trade carefully, very, very carefully. Yeah, blah. Was this can't count Dracula? Phantom Beat over here. Blah. What's up, barbarians? Hey, what's that? They call me at work, CC. They call you CC at work. Crypto Glade. Hey, Oru, he's not in the chat right now, but Crypto Crossroads dropped another video on Light Link. If you or anyone else wants to check it out. That is true, and I did retweet it. Crypto Crossroads Show, definitely a friend of the channel. Another brother's research who I respect a whole lot. So definitely, guys, go check out Crypto Crossroads. New video on Light Link. If you guys come over to my channel or to my X page, which you should definitely like and subscribe from, I dropped it right here. I retweeted it. It's good to see that brother back out here because I know he had stopped doing videos for a little bit. But I'm telling you, this brother's research is definitely, like, hands down, very, very good. Okay? So definitely do yourselves a favor and go check that video out. And thank you for reminding me of that, Kevin Garrett. He's definitely Root Crew all the way. You are Root Crew all the way, and so is our brother Crypto Crossroads Show. Hey everyone, take a quick second and hit that like button. Thanks so much, sis, in the house, representing Flow State Indigos. Do we know that the new staking terms are going to be once the Super App releases? We do not know that, but it'd be really interesting to see how that shakes out. They may have to lower them. Over time, that's what happens. People do lower staking requirements, especially as the token gains in value. So anything that you're getting right now, be very, very thankful about it, because once the token gains in value, you'll never get staking values like that again. Okay, that's just how it happens, or at least you won't get staking values like that again until it drops down in price. But anything you're getting at with the price right now here, you won't get when the price goes to 5 cents. when the price goes to 10 cents, when the price goes to 25 cents, they will lower that percentage, which I'm sure you probably know. Flow state indigos, maybe you've been around crypto for a bit, but for anybody who's new, I just want to let you guys know that. Both Crypto Crossroads and I had a chance to beta test a wallet for that Lightlink is developing some crazy cool stuff on the horizon. Wow, okay. Thanks for dropping that alpha, Kevin Garrett. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what Lightlink has now there. Digital money, 1111. I'm down 20K on ZBCN, but I'm still holding my position. They say auto, but I can't stand stomach volatility. I understand, brother. I understand what you mean there. Again, Zebec keeps giving us great information. Like, again, I just look at what they've done this 6 months as far as partnerships go. World Liberty Financial, Dash, Facet. There was another big one. Oh, All Unity Stablecoin, where they're the global payroll partner of Deutsche Bank. This last 6 months has been a kick-ass 6 months for Zebec. The price hasn't showed it, but it will show it. As soon as we get clarity, as soon as this guy goes live for real, I think we will definitely start to see it. There's a reason why, some of the biggest stable coins out there partner with Zebec. Maybe they're the only ones that can do payroll the way that they're doing payroll and stream payments and stream payroll the way that they're streaming payroll. I don't think anyone else can do it like Zebec is doing it. I don't think anyone else has the compliances like Zebec has the compliances. So, really, really like what we're seeing with Zebec. Are people down right now? Sure. I get it. Yeah, maybe I might even be down a bit right now in a lot of different cryptocurrencies, right? We weren't expecting this type of a bull market with everything that we've seen with ETFs and things like that. There's a lot of reason for us not to suspect this type of bearish time. But again, I don't think it'll be as long as the previous bearish times, like I showed you in the chart here, where it was a literal 13 months of bearishness. I don't think we're going to have that this time for us. It may be quick. It may be 5 to 6 months, and then we're back. Okay? But it's a good lesson for the future, though, because there will still be a bearish time. So next time this happens, like, it's going to go bullish, and then we have to be on the lookout for the charts and a bearish time. Maybe that bearish time is only 3 months this time. Maybe it's only a month. Maybe it's only 2 months. But it's something we'll have to be looking out for in the future. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. My Zebec is down bad. I feel you. Same. But again, they keep announcing partnerships. They keep doing the things that we need them to do as a company. That's what I really appreciate about Zebec, is that they keep showing us that they're growing. There are a lot of different companies that are out there that don't say anything. We have no news if they're growing or not. We just have to trust all the news that we've had in the past. But every day, every single day, Zebec is hitting us with information, World Liberty Financial and things like that. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in what we have here. Zoom out. It's going to be a great Christmas. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that zoom out. Got to look at the big picture. Got to start that comment from Sydney Ashford there. The zoom out is definitely, yeah, that's where it's at here. I'm in the red, but I'm still loading up. What's up, Freddy Cat? Yes, indeed. Zebec is ahead of the curve. The tech, the partnerships, the compliances. Zebec is a no-brainer. I'm in balls deep. Oh, let's go. Let's go, King Pound up in here. That's hilarious, brother. Simpsons were actually right. It was shown on there that Bitcoin would crash and go to zero. 589er. Hey, we can see, man. Possibly. That could possibly happen. That would be the most unexpected thing. But of course, right? what happens afterwards is the question. But we've seen that, like even in things like oil. If we go back to the chart here, like oil went to negatives, guys. And this is oil. Everything is built on oil, right? Plastic is an oil, petroleum-based product. Oil in 2020 went to negatives, which is like how can you even go to a negative? But it did, right? Oil of all things, right? And proceeded to bounce back to the $130 range. So it's like, really keep that in mind when people tell you something is done, right? Especially something that has a whole bunch of infrastructure built around it, right? How can oil be done when plastic, gasoline, everything runs off of oil? You see what I'm saying? But if you could take a time machine and go back to 2020 when this happened, people were like, "Oh no, oil is over. It is finished. Green energy, green energy, green energy." But same thing could happen to Bitcoin. And, if you're smart, you probably like try to see if you can get some money there, to be honest with you. But if it ain't ISO, it's got to go 100%. Could this be altcoin season? I think so. I think if BTC goes to zero, it'll be a bloodbath for the alts. It would. But this is another thing where it's like they always have to keep the tension, right? They always have to keep it like, well, Bitcoin could go to zero. Don't invest now. Not now. Where if Bitcoin goes to zero, oh man, you're gonna lose all your money then, right? Oh, you better not invest now if you know what's good for you. And then 2 weeks, a month from now, Bitcoin's back to 100K. And it's like people forget just a second ago, it was at 73, but people were so scared because of the Bitcoin Epstein stories, right? That they didn't invest. They didn't pull the trigger. Because believe me, it's not all or nothing. Right? You could say, okay, well, maybe this is the lowest Bitcoin's going to go, or it's not going to go too much lower. Like we just said here, 69K or 67K. All right, if I think it's going to go not too much lower, then I can put in 20% or 15%, right? It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I'll put in like 20, 15%. You know what I mean? So, but we have this all or nothing thought, and that's usually what ends up getting us hurt. Like for instance, when Bitcoin was at 120K, all the talk was it's going to continue going. It's going to continue going. Would it have been a bad thing to have taken 10% of profits at that point in time that you would have had held to the side, and you would have now put into the market now that it's low, right? Money moved to utility coins that matters to real world asset, financial, real estate, government. Yep. And you're seeing that. What I just showed you guys, right? How what I just showed you guys with these ETFs. The smart money is out here putting their money in the best altcoins, and they're just holding it there. Bitwise, like I just did this a couple seconds ago, right? And the flares and the Ethereums and the Bitcoins of the world, ETFs, they're just stacking the XRP ETFs. I'm sure Chad Steingraber has something on that. So it seems like, yeah. Okay, I know he had posted one not too long ago where it was like, that's an all-time high of, yeah, there we go. Bitwise XRP ETF is crushing it. Whatever you guys at Bitwise are doing, pump up the volume because it's working. 50 million in purchasing XRP for Bitwise ETF a day ago. Zebec is giving us 50% off coupon right now, and I'm taking advantage because this won't last forever. Johnny DeBach. Appreciate you for coming through, Johnny. Stevie ZBCN. I have my ZBCN since 0008, holding for the long run. I believe there's enough money in it for all of us, 100%. My Zebec will sell an ocean of Jack Mahler's tears, and it'll be glorious day. Cloud 99. The test. Do you believe in what you invest in? You will pass. Hold your nuts. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, hey guys, we'll probably be back with another live stream tomorrow. Once the live ends, if you can put in the comments of the video, let's put Surge for the new follow of Surge from Zebec. Put that in the comments of the video. It helps spread the video around. And I'm out, guys. Peace. Have a good one.